When families move a loved one into senior living, they're often so focused on the big stuff, selling the home, touring communities, managing care, that they forget the little things. And it's those little things that come back to bite you. So, in this video, I'm sharing the number one thing families forget during a senior transition and how to avoid turning it into a last minute emergency. Hi, I'm Dale Corpus, a senior transition specialist and real estate expert based in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I'm also part of the sandwich generation. I help families navigate the emotional, logistical, and financial challenges that come with moving aging parents into senior living. And I'm here to tell you it's not just about selling the home, it's about making sure nothing falls through the cracks. Let me tell you about a family I worked with in Walnut Creek. Their mom had just moved into an assisted living community, and everyone was focused on getting her settled in. They thought that they had everything covered until 2 weeks later, they realized the mail hadn't been forwarded, the water bill hadn't been paid, the fridge still had spoiled food, their mom's cat was still in the house, and a kind but overwhelmed neighbor was trying to keep things from spiraling, all because no one had been assigned to handle the leftover tasks. The result? Late fees, stress, and a lot of scrambling that could have been prevented with a simple checklist. Another time in Castro Valley, a family had everything in motion for the home sale. We were in escrow, but during the final walkthrough, the buyer noticed stacks of old medical mail piled up. Turns out the family hadn't set up forwarding or stopped Medicare documents from arriving. It created privacy concerns and a slight delay in closing, something totally avoidable. That's when it hit me. The number one thing families forget during a senior transition is to assign someone to manage the day-to-day logistics after the move. Here are the common tasks that fall through the cracks. Forwarding the mail with USPS. Canceling or transferring utilities, gas, water, electricity, internet, cable. Shutting off unused services, house cleaners, gardeners, pest control. Canceling auto pay subscriptions like magazines or streaming services. Redirecting prescription deliveries or mail order meds. Arranging for pet care, rehoming, or adoption. Clearing out the fridge and pantry, notifying friends, neighbors, religious communities, and doctors, securing the home, lock changes, alarm systems, lights on timers, setting up someone to check on the property weekly if it's vacant. These are small tasks, but if no one takes ownership of them, it creates real consequences, both financial and emotional. Why do families forget about this stuff? Because they're overwhelmed. You're juggling a parent's medical needs, financial paperwork, your own job, and maybe even your own kids. You're in crisis mode, and there's just not enough mental bandwidth to think of everything. Plus, many people assume someone else in the family is going to handle it until no one does. Neglecting these little tasks can create a ripple effect. Late bills can damage credit. Missed mail can mean missed insurance or legal notices. Forgotten pets can lead to heartbreak or worse. Unsecured homes can be targets for theft or vandalism, and the emotional toll is real too. Adult children often feel guilty or ashamed when these things are overlooked. That's why having a plan in place from day one makes a massive difference. When I work with families, I don't just list a home. I provide a senior transition checklist that covers the full 360 degrees of the move. Pre-move tasks, move day logistics, post-move responsibilities, who's responsible for what, and timelines to stay on track. I also coordinate with other professionals, care managers, fiduciaries, placement agents to keep everyone on the same page. This isn't just about real estate, it's about peace of mind. One simple idea I share with families: assign a house captain. This is the person in charge of everything related to the physical house after your parent moves out. They handle mail, coordinate cleanouts, answer agent questions, and make sure things don't fall through the cracks. It doesn't have to be you, but it does need to be someone, and having that one point person reduces confusion and builds accountability. Want a copy of my senior transition checklist or need help figuring out what your family might be missing? Reach out to me. I offer free consultations where we go over the entire plan together, whether you're 2 months out or already mid move. Let's simplify this process and make sure nothing gets overlooked. And by the way, if you like this kind of content, check out my podcast, Simplify Senior Transitions. It's on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, and packed with real stories, expert advice, and practical tips to help families just like yours. To learn more about my services, visit www.simplifyseniortransitions.com or book a free consultation with me by clicking on the Calendly link listed in the description box of this video. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you on the next video.